What if I tell you that your success in life, it's all about your environment and less about you? Would you believe me? Think about that for a few seconds. Most people believe that success in life is all about hustle, hustle, hustle. But the truth is, you can't really out hustle a toxic environment. Today, we're going to be talking about why choosing the right environment might just be the best decision you ever make. Your environment determines your outcome. What you surround yourself with decides whether you grow or shrink. We all love to hear the underdog stories, stories of people who beat the odds, such as LeBron James, the NBA superstar, Damon John, CEO of Fubu and a shark in Shark Tank. These stories inspire us because they show us that our starting point does not define our destination. But let's be real. What if LeBron James had stayed shooting hoops on cracked concrete courts with no teammates, no coaches, and no mentors? Would we know his name today? Absolutely not. What if Damon John had stayed stitching hat in his mother's basement with no networks? Would Fubu have exploded into the global brand that it is today? Definitely not. Talent matters. Grit matters. Your environment matters just as much. Let me use this analogy to give us a better understanding of what we're talking about today. I want you to imagine having two identical plants, plant A and plant B. Plant A gets the 5-star treatment of water, sunlight, air, nutritious soil, and care. Plant B, on the other hand, is tossed into a dark closet and forgotten about. What do you think will happen to these two plants? Which of them will thrive and which one will struggle? Very easy answer, right? We all know that plant A will do pretty well with green, luscious leaves. Plant B, on the other hand, whispering dramatically, "Help me! Help me!" as if it's auditioning for a horror movie. It's not the fault of the plant, neither is it the fault of the seed. It's all about the environment. And guess what? We are no different. We can be the smartest, most hardworking person in a room, but if our environment is toxic, limiting, and suffocating, we will not be able to grow the way we're meant to. Let me take you with me to a place near and dear to my heart. My mother grew up in a town called Uronigbe in the midwestern part of Nigeria. Picture no electricity at night, a young girl reading with a flicker of light coming from a kerosene lamp. That was my mom. At that time, life was simple. Opportunities were few and far between. My mother made a bold decision. She decided to leave her hometown to become a teacher in the city. She didn't just stop there. One by one, she brought her siblings with her, where they all got the training they needed and were able to build successful lives of their own. Now tell me, what do you think would have happened if my mother and her siblings had not left their hometown? They would probably be farmers or community members today. Nothing wrong with being a farmer. In fact, without farmers, we will all go hungry. So shout out to all the farmers out there. The truth of the matter is, my mother and her siblings would never have been able to utilize their full potentials had they stayed behind. This story captures exactly what we're talking about today, that your environment can either limit you or launch you. It can either break you or make you. Later in life, I learned this same truth, but in a different way. When I wanted to become a more confident speaker and an inspiring leader, I didn't just wish my thoughts into existence. I had to change my environment. And that's when I found Toastmasters. At Toastmasters, I didn't just find a place to practice public speaking. I found a growth environment. I saw people learning, stretching themselves, failing and trying all over again. I got feedback. I got encouragement. I had a safe place where even my worst jokes earned an applause and a polite laughter. At Toastmasters, I didn't just learn public speaking. I learned how it feels like when you're planted in a productive soil. When you're planted right, you stretch, you grow, and you bloom. Let me share this story about a young man by the name Joshua Chebafor. In May 2025, I had the privilege of watching this young man break the Minnesota state record in the boys' 110-meter hurdles at the 1AAA event at the Lakeville High School here in Minnesota. It was quite an emotional moment for me because I knew where Joshua started from. He didn't start as a track and field athlete. He started with soccer. His parents invested heavily in it. High school teams, elite leagues, even international plays. But Joshua made a decision. He decided to move from soccer to track. And everything shifted. The decision to plant himself in a new environment unlocked something very powerful. Joshua didn't just change lanes, he changed outcomes. Now let's go back to LeBron James, Damon John, my mother and her siblings. Those people weren't only talented, they sought out better environment, better arenas, better coaches. They had open mindset, new mentors, and new market. I want you to know that every next level of your life will require a next level environment. Let me say that again because this is very important. For every next level of your life will demand a next level environment. So my question for you today is, where are you planted? Are you getting the sunlight, the water, the mentorship that you need? Or are you simply stuck in a dark closet, whispering, "Help me," while life passes by? You don't owe loyalty to an environment that keeps hurting your dream. So my challenge for you today is to stop watering dead plants. Plant yourself in a fertile environment where you can bring out the best in you and challenge yourself. Surround yourself with people who see your potentials even when you don't see it yet. You can't be who you're meant to be when you're in a place you're not supposed to be. So change your environment and it will change you. As I close today, I want to leave these words of wisdom from Proverbs 13:20. And it states, walk with the wise and become wise. Associate with fools and get into trouble. So my friends, choose wisely because your environment determines your outcome.